Well, now on BBC One, they say you shouldn't go to bed on an argument. Well, here's the exception.
On tonight's panel, Jeremy Wright, former Attorney General, now Secretary of State for Digital, Culture, Media and Sport. A Labour backbencher who's been the MP for Tottenham for 19 years, known for his campaigns on knife crime, race and the Windrush scandal, David Lammy. Mairead McGuinness, MEP for Leo Varadkar's Fine Gael party and the first Vice President of the European Parliament. Charles Moore, columnist for the Daily Telegraph and The Spectator and former editor of both publications and of the Sunday Telegraph. And university lecturer and senior editor at Novara Media, Ash Sarkar. Welcome to our panel, to our audience here, and of course to you at home. You know this now. You can argue along using hashtag BBCQT on Twitter, on Facebook and on Instagram. Right, let's get started. Let's have our first question, please, which tonight is from Thilo Schneider.
Has Theresa May finally seen sense, or has she set the trap for Labour to tear itself apart?
So this is a reference, obviously, to the talks that Theresa May has been having with Jeremy Corbyn. There will be more talks today. Charles Moore.
Well, thank you, Fiona. Just before I answer that question, can I ask you a question, Fiona? Because here I am, and I'm delighted and honoured to be here, but there's a panel of 5, and I'm the only Leave supporter. And if you look at the...
You're the only person who voted Leave,
well,
the government is
think I'm really
supporting
the only
Leave.
Leave supporter as well, as a matter of fact, but we can argue about that. But I'm certainly the only person who voted Leave. And again on this programme, the balance totally fails to reflect the wider country.
Can I just make the point, Charles? This is a question to me. Let me answer it.
Yes,
obviously, the government supports the Leave position, and last week we had 3 people who took the Leave position and 2 who took the Remain position.
And I didn't vote.
So, I can't agree with you, but feel free to answer Thilo's question.
The Institute of Economic Affairs did a survey of what happened in the balance on this just recently, and they showed that Leave appearances have only been 36%, whereas Remain has been 60% on this programme.
I think we're talking about different definitions of Leave here. This is fascinating, Charles.
I'd be very interested to know why the BBC can't reflect the wider country. Why is it that the political class constantly dominates this programme when we know that more than half the people who voted Leave? Why? What is the answer?
Well, I told you about the programme last week. We have here a government minister, and the government's position is Leave.
Well, ha-ha-ha.
Well,
you know.
Well, I'll explain.
I mean, it may not be your version, Charles, but that is the government's position. And fascinating though this is a moment for the audience to ask questions of you. I'm sure you wouldn't want to deny them that opportunity.
I'm delighted to answer the gentleman's question, which is that I think Theresa May is doing a better job of dividing her own party than of dividing the Labour Party. And I think that her move is extremely unwise, and it's one of a series of moves that she's made which have been mistimed and which have gone against what she said before. She said, goodness knows how many times, for example, that you know, we had to leave on the 29th of March. That was one of them. She said no deal is better than bad deal. She's gone against that. And this is really the last throw of dice that she's been throwing far too often and with much too little success.